Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Untitled Manny and Marcus Show. I am Marcus, the Grind Vanilla, and I'm joined by
Lord Manny. Hey, hey!
Ho Ho. Welcome to another edition of the Wednesday Night Wars Show. Shout out to everybody in the Lumber Chat. There's tons to talk about, but Manny, I want to start off with greetings. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Had to use my brain again at work today, so all is good.
Oh, that is so terrible. I haven't used my brain all morning. In fact, I haven't used my brain in probably about 200 days. Well, there was a brief period when I went back to work. But other than that,
You went back to work for less than a week.
it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks. But it feels good never to use my brain. And I want to start this show off with something we missed last week as well. Thank you, Chris, for bringing it up. R.I.P. to Kamala. I don't know. It didn't even come to my mind until someone mentioned it in the comments of the last show. It did. It re-entered my mind again every time I hear the new vice president, Joe Biden's, running mate, Kamala Harris. And I go, holy shit, we never said anything about Kamala. Man,
Do you know what was weird? Do you know what was weird about that? So remember the watch along we did on Sunday
Yes.
of the WCW show, and we had a Kamala running
Yes.
during that show, and then like days later, he's just passed.
Yeah. It's real shit. In fact, I think on every watch along we've had, Kamala has been featured on there. I believe he was in the Royal Rumble back in
Not 97.
Oh no, maybe not. Never mind. It was only the one time then. But yeah, Kamala, one of the great characters, one of the great black characters, the Ugandan giant. Heard he body slammed Andre the Giant well before Hulk Hogan did. But Hulk Hogan don't like black people, so that's been erased.
And he was the originator of the pinning someone while they're face down. That's one of the funny memories I remember of Kamala, and he always had that. I can't remember who his manager was, but he had the
Chi. Wasn't it Chi? Yeah. Chi, right?
And then yeah.
Yeah, and then I always enjoyed that he didn't know what he was doing in the ring. One of the best played savages ever, because he had no idea what he was doing there other than, I'm here to hurt somebody. I don't honestly know how to win this match. Like, he could be champion, but he wasn't.
And am I remember this right? He had a casket match with The Undertaker, and he was freaked out every time he saw the casket. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Undertaker made a custom casket and put the moons and hearts and stuff on there. But and I believe he lost that casket match. And I'm not 100% sure, but that may have been the last time Kamala may have been in WWE. According to Chris, Jerry Lawler gave him the gimmick. Again, a lot of his prime run, like the younger Kamala, per se, was not televised. It was more, I got more of the WWF version of Kamala when he wasn't. I mean, it's the same gimmick, and everything is pretty much the same. But I believe he had bigger runs in Memphis and when the territory days before WWF took over the world. So, R.I.P. to Kamala. Can't believe we forgot that. I can't believe we forgot that though. That was. I felt so bad, honestly, so bad after that.
Yeah, I saw the comment and I was like, damn it, I knew we missed something.
Yeah, because I was like, there's no news. And Kamala had just died, like literally that day. Or the day before, something like that. And just totally slipped my mind. Alright, now we're moving on to the Wednesday night.
Well, this is the last Wednesday Night War for 3 weeks. And it was meh. It was a bit there.
I mean, stuff happened. Stuff moved the chains.
It happened.
They moved the chains. If this is a football game, they moved the chains.
Yeah, it's nothing memorable that happened on this, but it got you to next week.
You're trying to tell me a fireball being used is not memorable? I mean, we brought up Jerry Lawler earlier. That is the master of the fireball. Like, a fireball, You know how the put somebody over in the shark cage over the ring is my favorite gimmick? No, I think it's the fireball because multiple times it has failed, and when you see it, you always go, "Oh shit, they do a fireball." It reminds me of like, why can't people just do the fireball more? But the contract signing fireball, what did you think?
I thought it was a really well played thing, but I felt like it should have happened at the end of NXT because now that was the running theme throughout the whole of NXT, and it took away from a nothing match. Essentially, was going to be a nothing match, like between Drake Maverick and I can't remember his name.
Killian Dane. You don't even know their
Killian Dane.
names. You're like
I had
Spud
a
and
long day,
Damo.
man. I had a long day.
I know. Use your brain. But I feel like it had to start at the beginning because you needed Keith Lee to be angry. And you want to start your show across. Come on. You got that fantastic entrance, and he's killing Danny Burch, who I thought landed way too much offense in this opening match. But he no-sold the crossface and was like, man, what are you doing? And
So many people are getting a lot. Since his debut, more people have suddenly started getting more offense on him when you know they shouldn't.
Like Ciampa had the worst outing against him. It seems like I feel like that hurt Ciampa more than anybody. It's like Danny Burch is letting shit.
And he was an NXT champion.
Yeah, but you know, in all fairness, it wasn't significant offense. It was pretty much a squash. Cross run right through him, and then Keith Lee comes out and is like, "You gonna sign this with your bitch ass?" Like, this is the better Keith Lee. He was faster. He sounded emotional. He didn't try to use any articulation.
He was like, he didn't use any big words. It was like he threw his thesaurus out, and then and then it looked like he was taking cues from me and him.
Talk to him like a man, damn it! You call him a bitch. You call him a bitch out there. All right, you bitch. Yeah, boy.
And then I just didn't get the next sequence of events. I was like, why did they go to Fireball so quickly? Because first of all, you've got Cross holding a pen like a child.
Well,
he signed
that is not his thing.
He signed like this.
He never had proper education.
That's how a toddler holds a pen, not properly like fingertips and writing. No, he held it like that, like a toddler would. That hasn't really fully developed dexterity.
Hey, is Killer Cross judging you how you sign your signature, Manny? Is he out there figuring out how you sign your signature? I think not. All right, I sign my signature. I put the pen in my mouth and I scribble like that. All right, no, that's horrible.
and then the mystical powers, which I'm totally on board with. Like,
so do you think it's mystical powers? Because that's what people have been saying.
Well, it must have been because it didn't look like they put anything on that at any point. So I want to go with mystical powers.
I'm going with illusionist, the sleight of hand. I'm going with while Cross was doing his coloring outside the lines, writing or whatever the hell he was doing. Looked like he was like driving stick when he was in an automobile when signing that. She could have easily slipped a little bomb in there. I'm just saying, a sleight of hand, a tiny mind. I think she has tiny minds.
That wasn't a bomb, though.
Hold on, Manny. It's time to stop this. Pop, pop! Just to let you go.
Pop, pop.
Grudge Murphy's going with magical lips. Maybe she's like Poison Ivy. That instead of poisoning you, she has explosive lips that has a detonator bomb. That's why she pushed it so gingerly close to Keith Lee. And he was like, if I move this any other way. I enjoyed the fireball spot. It blew up in his face. Keith Lee was like, ah!
Yeah, he handled that like a complete bitch.
Well, how would you handle a piece of contract that you brought? You brought it, man.
If I knew for a fact that I could lose my sight, I would let people try and help. Because you're going to be no good. You're going to be no good to carrying to yourself, if you're still looking for Karrion Cross and then you can't see for all of a sudden,
Yeah, but
if I was an EMT, I would have given him two choices: either you lose your eyesight now, or I'd shoot you down with a tranquilizer dart and put you out so I can give you attention. Just like when Kurt Angle shot a tranquilizer dart at the Big Show and shaved his head.
See, what you don't understand, Manny, you've never been shot with a fireball before. And you've never
and
been
you
this...
have.
Hold on. And you've never been this at that level of festivity he was at. He was at a new level of festivity. He went to Regal, he begged to Regal and did everything. He's calling people bitch. He's cursing. The principal of the school is cursing out there. Oh, and he's really upset already. So when the fire not only startled this black man, it started him. Sent him shivers. He knew he was okay, but he wanted to kick his ass. He was at new heights of level of festivity. His blood pressure was at an all-time high. He had to kill him. And so the EMTs need to stay back because he's about to commit a crime. He was looking for his gun. I know it.
So Eric raises a great point. So is this match still happening? Because the contract was on fire.
No. There's no evidence the contract went up in flames. It was an explosion. The contract stayed intact. I know NXT uses unique paper. Nah, that's probably burnt up. They're going to have to re-sign that. We're going to have to redo it again. And maybe that's why Cross did his little doodle. Maybe that's why he did his little doodle. Is that this ain't the real contract. I know this one's blowing up. This one is blowing up. All right, moving on. I'm going to skip ahead to NXT all the way to the main event. We'll come back and cover everything else later. The triple threat match where your boy Cameron Grimes jumped on top of Kushida.
Cameron Grimes.
And won the match. But the big story is that the Velveteen Dream made his return after being away from having allegations of being basically a pedophile. Are you okay with the return of the Velveteen Dream coming back, I guess, as soon as he did, or just coming back in general?
Well, as a child screams in the background of your audio.
You know, I heard that one. That's how loud that one was.
I'm not fully. I don't need him at the moment in time. Like if he's cleared from these allegations and everything, cool. But I really don't need him, especially as this WWE audience is essentially a PG audience, which, like, I don't know the percentage of children that are watching it, but you as a parent, I don't think you'd want someone with allegations on TV.
Yeah, so here's my theory. I'm assuming everything's cleared up. WWE is a publicly traded company, and so for the most part, I think they do smart business. They wouldn't put someone that's guilty and will be convicted of being a pedophile on TV. So I think everything's probably cleared up with that. But with that being said,
yeah, just what Chris said, cleared or not, it's going to stick with him forever.
Yeah, he's stuck with it. I mean, it's stuck with Jerry Lawler, I think, for all these years, and he's had allegations of sleeping with, but I just think that's just because he sleep with younger women. Who knows? I don't know. But, you know, it's stuck with Michael Jackson. Eventually, I think, you know, maybe the truth will come out. Hopefully it's, you know, that he is cleared. I know the person tweeted that I can't believe you put this son of a bitch on TV, when I'm like, why? Where the police? Where are the police? What is going on with this scenario? That the victim, the alleged victim, is going, hey, goddammit, put me, this guy's still on TV. And why are you still watching the product? Anyway,
well, that's true.
Like, there's a lot of, like, layers. I'm going to say it's cleared up, but beyond that, his return was still a disappointment to me, as I sweat 1,000,000 pounds away. Oh, my imagination built up. And as we talked in our pre-show meeting, our imaginations build up when you say, we have a surprise appearance coming. And, you know, I went from Tyson Kidd to Jeff Cobb to Kevin Owens, people from the main roster. I went all over the place. Seeing the Velveteen come out was very deflating. How about you, Manny?
Yeah, it was very deflating because I somehow managed to fantasy book myself into Kevin Owens is doing nothing at SummerSlam. How good would it be to have Kevin Owens show up on NXT? He did it before at, at War Games,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
it was extremely disappointing, and I thought we had a chance to get you know some of these guys who like Kevin Owens or a Daniel Bryan or people who aren't being used on the main roster currently who are really good who aren't involved in storylines. It would have been a nice like, oh wow, this is interesting. It would been shock value. Velveteen's been on NXT. He's only gone out of allegations. This just felt meh to me. I know next week we get Finn and Velveteen. I think it's gonna be a good match, and it's gonna be their undefended match show of NXT. So I think they're going for all these big matches. We'll see how
If
it goes.
if Dexter Loomis never got hurt, do you think we're getting Dream in this spot?
I don't think so. I think I think I think he's just filling the spot for Loomis. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what the original plans were, and who knows where we go from here. I honestly still don't know who's getting in. I don't even know if Finn or Gargano's going to win their matches next week. But you got Ridge Holland, who is an uppercomer
I
and
think
looks
they're
like
really-
a star.
He is a star. Like, I'm not sure about the speaking, but we can work that can be worked around with a lot of guys, by just giving them a mouthpiece.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I firmly don't believe that his Yorkshire accent's going to work with your American audience.
well, Drew McIntyre is the current champion, and he's loved, and he has a Scottish accent. I don't think Americans discriminate against blacks and Japanese people who don't speak well and Hispanics. I think if you're English, you get a pass. We respect your voice. We respect your voice. Like we said, Lord Alfred Hayes, your father and namesake, was on TV and was saying complete nonsense. But because he had an English accent, I thought that man knew what he was talking about in wrestling. So, the English accent is, or any type of accent doesn't blow by me. Another thing on this show was the Adam Cole baby and the Pat McAfee stuff. Do you care? Are you invested in this? Do you think they're gonna have a good takeover thing or face to face next week?
I'd say I'm not invested. I'm intrigued by it. Like, I'm not watching NXT Takeover for this.
I am. I'm a huge. No, actually, I'm not. I'm not.
But if there was ever a time for them to bring in an audience, it's now, because like this is going to carry on over onto ESPN and various other media outlets, and then casual sports fans was like, "Oh, what's Pat McAfee doing? He was kind of a dude." Like if you watch Pat McAfee highlights, he's kind in from the NFL and all the stuff he did. He's kind of a cool dude.
Yeah.
Like he did the Vince McMahon walk once after a punt, and a few other things. So yeah, he seems kind of cool, and it seems kind of relatable to like casual fans. So like, if this was the time to bring an audience, now would be the time.
Now Eric
And he
posted
seems to be taking it seriously.
Now Eric the hater posted in the chat. Do you think Kevin Owens would bring more eyes to NXT than Pat McAfee, or vice versa? Do you think Pat McAfee brings the eyes?
Pat McAfee brings eyes, casual eyes, which is where you want more people. More people come from casual.
Yeah.
Because realistically, Kevin Owens, as good as he is, he isn't as well known to a casual fan as he is to a wrestling fan. So I feel like Kevin Owens may bring more wrestling fans, but I don't think that's going to bring in a horde of people.
Yeah. Chris brought up Terrell Owens, and I believe he's bringing up like football stars, coming in. In general, like over Pat McAfee, the punter. But Pat McAfee is charismatic. He's playing the role right. I have no problem with anything. He's an ultimate heel. And next week, if he were to bring in other NFL or former NFL players, such as a T.O., I would be took it aback, and that would create more buzz in general. Like if this was NXT's time to spend money on getting outside talent, it would be next week to have a bunch of football players basically being an offensive line protecting him from Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
It'd be exciting.
I still think they need to go to his little setup again and break shit.
All right, so Manny, we talked about the three major topics of NXT. What was the little nuggets of NXT that you either enjoyed or that stood out to you?
So the women's tag match between Casey Express and the Robert Stone brand was actually fire.
Whoa! Do you mean like Keith Lee contract fire?
No, because that's too fire. That's like someone turn off the stereo because my mixtape's on fire.
That's like Dr. Dre's The Chronic fire, or Nas Illmatic fire, or Kanye College Dropout fire. This match was really good.
Having Mercedes Martinez already working with Aaliyah has worked dividends for Aaliyah because she looked a lot better in the ring than she has in the past. Casey looked alright. She's not brilliant. I think she was probably the worst in the ring.
Casey Carter or Casey Canzasada, or
yeah, that one, yeah. The one no one can pronounce the name correctly.
Canizaro. I don't know, honestly.
Yes, like Eric said, it exceeded expectation. When you set the bar here, anything can jump over it.
Yeah, I thought, like you said, this match stood out to me, and it was really good. And I thought these were two legit tag teams. Like, there was no more of me going like, oh, that person, don't put that person in me. But Aaliyah played her part. She's working with Mercedes. I think everything's working right. I even enjoyed the finish of Rhea Ripley and Shotzi Blackheart forming a deadly babyface alliance of a tag team.
Yeah. So, and do you know what? This is the basis of two women's tag teams. Yeah. What? More women's tag teams? For a women's tag team championship that's never defended? Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's revolutionary. If only someone had thought of that. I mean, we also had Legado del Fantasma take on Tyler Breeze and the Swerve Scott save. I'm looking more forward to their match than this build up to the match. Like, it's fine. It makes sense. Everything's fine. I just want the match instead of whatever they're trying to build. They're not really selling me with their mic and storytelling. Even though I like Legado del Fantasma.
You're not happy that someone made a save this week? Like, an actual real save. Like, Swerve obviously put the headphones down from the studio and made a proper run. Oh, yeah. And let's not forget, Shotzi made a save as well.
Yes.
Shotzi saved.
NXT, they make saves, apparently. Everybody else is like, we'll come out either late or we'll make saves later. Like, Ric Flair died this week.
Although no one came out to help Keith Lee when he got flamed on.
What can you do? What can you do? He was refusing medical attention from the doctors. They came out as soon as a fire happened. No one expected a fireball. Who plans for that? That team may have put a fireball in that one. Maybe I should run out. No, you can't help Keith Lee at that point. Mia Yim looked at him and then was able to come back for her match later on. I don't know the physics. She was on some Jack Bauer traveling shit. There was no way she could get back.
Have lost. Realistically, she should have lost or got beaten up by Scarlett.
Yeah, I was expecting an attack. I expected her to get mugged or set on fire or whatever the case may be. She shouldn't have just been dangled out there. Or, if you wanted to do something, you could have built on Indy Hartwell and just had her just get another fluke victory. And that would be her story, that she just gets fluke victory after fluke victory. The 24-year-old Aussie, who was talking shit to the camera when they came back from commercial break. Talk about where she at, where the bitch at. I didn't think she'd make it. They shouldn't have had that match. So we're moving on. We spent a lot of time on NXT. Normally that doesn't happen. It's normally the time is spent on Eric's favorite show. That is AE Dubs.
Oh wait, I did have a conversation with Eric today.
Oh.
I had to ask Eric for some help. Because he's producer of Hate on the Plate.
Hate on the plate. Woo!
So we
Coming
got a
in
nice
hot and
image.
angry.
We had a nice image of what Chicken and Ray produced on a plate. It was a remnant of what. So I couldn't tell what it was. I asked Eric to deconstruct what happened on that plate, and Eric did. And I will read all the detailed analysis from Eric. It appears
Yes.
to be some type of steak. I'm assuming those are the tough or fatty pieces remaining. Brown rice and possibly green beans. But I'm thinking it could also be okra. Maybe jalapenos. But that doesn't make sense unless that is in Spanish rice with steak. Maybe I can't even pronounce that word. Carne asada?
Carne asada. Woo! Your Spanish is getting good, Manny. Let me tell you what I thought it was. It looked like a hot link with some rice-a-roni. That's what it looked like. And it was half eaten, so it couldn't have been any good. It didn't look good at all. Shout out to Doc Hendricks, by the way, for being posted on their wall. All right.
And stay tuned. Eric, Hate on a Plate, coming soon.
Coming soon, bringing the hate to a plate near you. With that being said, speaking of talking about fires and burnt up stuff, we're going to move on to Tag Team Appreciation Night of AEW with the main events of Orange Cassidy. There's tag team title matches. People talk about their favorite tag teams. Manny, what was your biggest takeaway of this episode of Dynamite, and what were your thoughts on it?
Well, first of all, they didn't pay any attention to the illustrious tag team that me and you once had.
Yeah.
The marvelous Manny Manning. And Ripping Raymundo.
Ripping Raymundo.
From WWE, I believe 2K13 or something like that.
Yeah. I don't understand why they don't have when we talk about boats, I don't know why Ripping Raymundo isn't in the discussion. He was an amazing singles competitor who transitioned to tag team wrestling in smooth and seamless and excelled in both divisions. I'm just saying he is the greatest luchador of all time. But what was your main takeaway from the show?
They didn't really show any appreciation to tag teams, though, did they?
They said, "Hey, I like the Hardys." Show some pictures of Jeff.
Yeah, and then Kenny with I like the Young Bucks.
Oh, Young Bucks are my team. It was a lot of. Wait, did I do that? I didn't do it in the race. Whatever side it is, because it wasn't working camera wise, and I was like, wait, anyway. I did two at the same time. No, it wasn't Tag Team Appreciation. To me, it was Young Bucks Appreciation Night. It was just everybody going, oh my God, the Young Bucks are my favorite team. The Rock and Roll Express, you guys have changed it. FTR, oh, the Young Bucks. Arn and Tully, the Young Bucks, the Young Bucks. I like FTR, the Young Bucks changed the business. And I was so sick of hearing this shit throughout the night that I wanted to see them get punched in the face.
Well, no, shout out to Tully.
Tully was the best. In this segment, Tully was the best person in that segment, and it shouldn't be the case. That 60 or 70-year-old man should not be carrying your company on the microphone. It was the best promo of the week. Called them that they ain't shit because they ain't won nothing.
Where's your titles? You got nothing.
You got nothing. Neither one of you the champ, and neither one of you have won the belts. That's how you determine who the best. And Tully went out there and he talked his shit, told his story, and then Sean Spears comes out and shit goes crazy. But Tully was the only thing I liked about this segment was his promo, because I agree with everything he said. You guys are shit. Yeah. You guys over here stroking each other, talking about who the best. But the best is the ones who have the belt, which is Adam Page and Kenny Omega, who like to make late saves.
I feel like it was the laziest save ever.
Yeah, it was half-assed. Like, Fandango came out. A crippled Fandango came out to make the saves for Tyler Breeze, broke a mop, and limped to the ring faster than Omega and Page did to get out to save Ricky. Was it Ricky Morton that got powered out? One of them, right? I don't remember which one.
No, it was the other one.
It was Gibson, huh?
No, Robert Gibson's the one with the lazy eye.
Yeah. Which one? It was Ricky Morton then.
Yeah, Ricky Morton.
Yeah. So they came out there. They had a chance to attack FTR, but they didn't. And this heel turn from FTR seemed out of nowhere. It seemed I was confused by it, and I wasn't inspired by it. And I seen no appreciation. I expect a celebration at least. You gave me two old tag teams.
Was it really a heel turn?
If you ask Eric, they did the right thing.
But if you're going by that, they never stated they liked the Young Bucks at any point. Even when they first came in, they didn't shake the Young Bucks' hand.
No. I have no idea what this segment was. Like, if you're going to do tag team appreciation, you can get more than 2 tag teams. I'm sure there's some other tag team. Just bring your tag team division out to the ring. You can do something with that. Like, they brought up 2 guys.
The whole tag team division, which is their entire roster.
Yeah. Just bring your entire roster out there and let's appreciate these older tag teams. You had Tully and Arn, but they're already in the company. Basically, you just brought in a Rock and Roll Express for one day. And they were outshined, and everybody was outshined by Tully. Moving on, the main event of the evening, and I know there's other stuff. I will talk about Cody and Scorpio and Brody and everything else on the show. But moving on to the main event, Jericho versus Orange Cassidy for $7,000 on the line over the jacket. And I thought this was a shit match, especially compared to the last one. Manny, how you feel?
This was a terrible match. Like, you got the pathetic attack spot that Orange Cassidy does, followed by like an amazing super kick, which they sold as like something incredible. But super kicks aren't amazing anymore.
No.
But
that and cutters. Suicide dive and super kicks out the window for me.
Oh wait, speaking of cutters, before we go any further, Mercedes Martinez wheelbarrow into a Aaliyah cutter was possibly the best spot in that tag all night.
It was. To give them credit, it was an amazing match.
But so this whole match led to a low blow, which I'm now going on the account that Orange Cassidy literally has no cock and balls.
No, he doesn't have halos. You know the little oranges.
And then I think they're called nectarines.
I don't care. Okay, I don't care.
And which led to a very slow falling down into a pin.
Yeah.
And it just lackluster.
Yeah, it was uneventful, and I had an argument about this being the main event on Tag Team Appreciation Night. The one time you can appreciate the tag team titles, put them in the main event. But, you know, this had bigger stakes, had $7,000 on line, whatever. I just wasn't feeling this match, and I don't know where you honestly go with Orange Cassidy from here. He beat Jericho. I don't see him going after either Mox or MJF for the title. I feel like that would be a joke in itself. I can't see him going after Cody and his vanity belt. I don't know where he goes from here. I would just take him off TV. I know it sucks.
What do you do with the Ayatollah of Rock and Rona?
The Ayatollah of Rock and Roller can go perform some more concerts with Smash Mouth at Sturgis or whatever, outdoor concerts, wherever you can give money to somebody that can't musically perform anything. Just play Judas and get the hell out of here.
Somebody once told me.
God, it's not 1999 again. Thank God. So I don't know where you go with Orange Cassidy from here. Like, it just seems like he's going to just be back with the best friends. So they continue this feud with the Inner Circle. You know, they do some, 8-man tag again. I don't know. I have no place for him at this point.
That was fun. That whole feud is stupid. Where you got Pride and Powerful throwing bleach on the best friend's gear, but then the water not even going on it. The most ridiculous spot ever.
That was lame. I thought they had gasoline and were going to light it on fire. I thought, both companies use fire. I thought they were going to both go use fire this week. It was like, oh shit, they're burning stuff. Everybody's burning things. The arson inside of me is coming out. Yeah, I didn't understand that portion of it. I mean, the best friends, they could have did the same spot without having that spot of them burning their clothes.
Yeah.
Oh. But moving on, let's talk about some other news. AEW has signed another WWE release talent. This time in the referee, Mike Chioda, aka I gained 400 pounds because of the coronavirus. Chioda. What did you think of his placement in this main event and in the Cody Scorpio Sky match? Or joining AEW as a whole?
He's a high profile referee,
Mm-hmm.
somewhat. But, so, I had to do some backtracking on this, mainly because I'm an asshole. I wanted to know what Mike Yoda did in his last match. How did he look? Because he put on some serious poundage.
He looked pregnant.
And I had to go all the way back to June last year.
No, that's not
Because
true.
I heard in an interview, he did, so Jericho was interviewed Kyoto already on his stupid podcast. And Kyoto said
Wow.
he's been. I don't like his podcast. I don't like how generic his adverts are, where he fits them into conversation and you don't realize you're going into an ad.
He's not as good
Ridiculous.
as some people. Like when I would listen to his show, I did not of all the wrestling podcasts. I don't listen to it. I compare him all to Steve Austin's, who I think really gives his all in his ads and his interviews. I feel like Jericho does a lazy version of the Steve Austin show.
Yeah. So Jericho stated that Kyoto said that he had to have surgery in October, and he was just about ready to come back onto TV around WrestleMania time before he got released like a week later. So I went back through the archives trying to work out what Mike Chioda looked like around October, September time. Couldn't find anything. Got to June.
Jeez, wow, it's a long time, and he put on a lot of weight, maybe because of the injury or whatnot. And by the way, Grudgeberg said, "Don't weight shame. I'm fat. I can weight shame."
Exactly.
It's not like I'm a skinny dude or I'm in shape, going like, "Oh no, look at these fatties and all that." You sweat hogs. I'm not doing that. As a fellow fat man, game recognize game. Stomachs recognize stomachs. All right. So
Kegs recognize kegs.
kegs recognize kegs, baby. We know what we eat tonight. Supersize all our shit. We know. Give me that pint of ice cream. So the White Kyoto was back, and he refereed both matches. I thought it was a high-profile referee. He is now the best referee they got in their game. Maybe he will help them learn some of the rules of what basic rules go by. But the next match,
See, the perfect referee for them was Earl Hebner because he let shit go. He let shit go all the time. Look back at all those Stone Cold Steve Austin matches.
yeah.
That guy was on the payroll for Steve Austin.
Well, it was that time he took $20 to help when he did the brother switch, and Hulk Hogan was accusing him of rigging the match. Oh,
Which Hulk Hogan sells pantomime incredible during that. He's like,
yeah. Oh, what is it? What? I feel like Hogan does that on a daily basis too. Huh?
now
I had to wear
now,
my I gotta wear my
Now
mask
it's
in
more
Walmart. That's a racist comment. What?
Now you're saying my life don't matter?
What? They were identical. Like he was so devastated. He was literally crying. But moving on. Cody and Scorpio Sky was my biggest disappointment of the Wednesday Night War this week for both shows. Scorpio Sky built up as Cody's top contender. I thought this would be Cody's best match. JR on commentary saying this may be the one that takes the title from Cody. He's had this is the best athlete and maybe the best wrestler he's been in the ring with, and this should be a doozy. This is going to be a classic match of the year. And these are JR words paraphrased. I didn't get that. I got 10 minutes to Scorpio Sky get the fuck out because Brody Lee's match coming up on next Saturday. How did you feel about this match?
I was actually really annoyed by this. Like, I'm a big fan of Scorpio Sky. And so when they were doing the rundown of what's coming up on AEW Dynamite, they showed this. They put the graphic on the screen that this match was happening. JR and Taz both said this could be the match of 2020 so far.
Yeah.
And then that's what JR sold it as the moment these two came out of the ring. Scorpio Sky had this weird entrance, kicking the door down, and to a nothing match. Like, I think Cody went longer with Mark Quinn.
I feel like he went longer with Warhorse. And just the countless people he's fought. And it was just like, why is this one such a throwaway? It really agitated me. Because I felt like he came out with that new entrance of kicking the door down and the pyro from the sky. Like, it was a legit entrance. And I was like, oh, this could be his time. This is his moment. And instead, he was just thrown away. It was just like, this is a waste. They're wasting talent. And normally I'm not one of these guys to say and bitch and moan about who loses or who wins and how they look. This was a match that did not help Scorpio Sky at all. It didn't raise his stock. Everybody else who's fought Cody somehow maybe got a little bit of stock raised, whether you're Eddie Kingston or Ricky Starks or whatever. You got elevated stuff. This was a downgrade for Scorpio Sky.
I definitely lowered the stock, but I feel that this is the worst match.
Yeah. Because it didn't help anybody.
Because it had on paper to be incredible. Like, on paper, this should have been the main event. But when you realize what you got, you kind of realize why it wasn't the main event.
Yeah.
But like,
go ahead.
But Scorpio Sky has the look of a guy that could be the face of their company.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going with it. Like, he's always on AEW Dark. Always. That 7-1 record that they displayed for Scorpio Sky, all on AEW Dark. Like, he's going by the King of the Dark or something like that.
He is the Dark Order. But yeah, I didn't understand it, and like they didn't explain that SCU might be broken up or whatever the case may be. Because Kazarian was in the audience doing the tag team match with the Jurassic Express, looking at us like, oh, what is he going to do? But I was really disappointed, and just, I never thought today that if you told me Aaliyah and Mercedes Martinez wrestled the KC Express and they had a better match than Cody and Scorpio Sky, I would have been upset. I would have been shocked. I would have been like, you a goddamn lie. What you think of the new belt? Oh, go ahead.
The new belt. The new belt is basically the old belt. It's still the same belt. If you somehow like it now, you're a bit of an asshole because it's the same belt. They've just colored it in. It still looks like a piece of shit.
Well, let me tell you something, Manny. I'm a bit of an asshole. I like gold. I don't know. The gold added some weight to the belt. I liked it. Although I believe it was somebody at the mid-card match, I think it was Michael, who pointed out that it's just some giant mirror. It's a vanity mirror. And it looks, and I can't get that image out of my head because it looks like Cody's just literally staring into a mirror of himself.
Dashing Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
Smoking mirrors.
I miss that guy. I miss both versions of those Cody Rhodes. This Cody Rhodes is alright, but dashing Cody Rhodes is where it was at. Putting paper bags on people's head.
I need, to be honest, I need this belt to be off Cody sooner rather than later.
Do you think he's going to lose it on that show, Saturday?
He's got to, because, like, realistically, you need some storytelling with that belt, and nothing good is coming out of that belt.
Yeah.
Like, no stories have come out of that. Like, it's a one and done kind of situation.
It's run and dark. You fight and then you go to dark.
Yeah. One and dark. That is a brilliant analogy.
Oh. So moving on, we had the tag team championship match. I'm going to just not say much about this other than that it happened, and I never thought Jurassic Express had a chance. And for them to try to build heat on Kenny Omega, I don't know if he's going to try and turn heel by attacking Marco Stunt, but every time he attacks him, I feel like he's in the right. Marco has no business in these matches. He's getting in the ring, and he got punched in the face. You had no reason to get there.
I enjoyed when he got that Snapdragon on the outside.
Yes. That's all I wanted.
Kenny Snapdragons look insane.
Yeah.
And the fact that he did it to someone that weighs nothing made it look all the more impressive.
So we're going to move on to other things. The main title, the AEW Champion Jon Moxley, was advertised to appear on the show. MJF cut another presidential promo. He laid on the mat, he talked shit, and, he said his gripes. And then, he said Mox isn't going to be here, but JR had advertised he was here already. He sends his goons up the vamp, which I now know what a vamp is, kind of. Just, they went up the vamp. Just go up the vamp. And then Moxley kills him in the ring. And their feud is now over. I don't even know what to make of this segment other than that I would like to build more heat on the heel. That's all I want to say. Build more heat on the heel. Moxley came off as too strong. He outsmarted him. He kicked his ass. As according to MJF said, he broke his neck. There's no reason to have this match now. It looked like he was outmanned.
I feel like if this was a graph, am I putting it correctly? MJF is going down on a downward trend.
I would not do that. I wouldn't do that. I think he still has a little momentum, but he was killed.
Nah, they're killing off his momentum too quickly. Like, that promo 2 weeks ago was solid. It was an last week. And then it turned into this, and it's just like, I don't even think they're I don't even think they're going with MJF.
I don't know. At this point, the way he was beaten, I think you have to salvage something. Because he was just beaten to death pretty much, and before their big match. And I was hoping that, he got some heat on the heels. Maybe Wardlow got to him. You have to go through some guys to get to him. And, I don't know. I enjoyed the Samoa Joe spot, though, that, he pushed that guy against the wall. Even though they're treating black people horribly on this show. Horribly.
No, it's the same black guy. I swear MJF got a problem with him. What needs to happen now is that black guy to have an amazing career and then do the same spot again.
Yes. Yeah. Let the cycle continue. The Joe spot continue. Just let that continue. Oh. Yeah, I think that was for the most part all of AEW this week. I mean, I could talk about the Sheeta match. They give their women like 1 minute and then throw them on YouTube. Oh, I think they gave an advertisement for the Deadly Draw tournament. Had more time than Sheeta had in the ring and on the mic. She came out there. Yeah. She fought that whatever that was. She won. They had a terrible match. Sheeta cuts a promo talking about she'll fight anybody. No one challenges her in the segment. They need to do something with this women's division. Big Swole is just on that tournament. All these women in this tournament. Have her fight Evilise. Have her fight Big Swole. Diamante. Something like that. Just move. Do something with Sheeta. Do something.
Do you think this tournament's hurting the fact that Sheeta literally has no one to wrestle?
Yes. Because then when you watch the tournament, you realize how weak these people are in the ring. Nyla Rose, since she joined with Vicky Guerrero like a month ago, has not been on Dynamite. By the way. I don't know what they do with half their talent. It seems like everybody I want to see is on Dark. I don't watch Dark.
Oh, and AEW had fans in this week.
They did.
Limited fans. But I can't stand when people wear masks incorrectly.
Oh, you mean chin guards?
No, so there were people in the crowd. There was people in the crowd with masks like this.
Yeah.
You don't wear masks like this.
No. Mask 101 from Manny. Teach us, Manny. Is that your official mask? Is that the one you wear?
No, I haven't worn this one in weeks.
Manny doesn't wear the mask anymore. Because no one knew who you were until you wore the mask. Uh. Oh, you talk about Chelsea Green, Chris? I have no idea where Chelsea's at. She might be a part of this retribution shit, but they're wasting her too. Like, there are some talents that are in wrestling that are disappearing, and I don't know why they're disappearing. Did Chelsea die of COVID? Did the entire AEW women's division just stop wrestling?
It's interesting what the idea is. Like I'm feeling like it's going to lead to a Chelsea versus Mercedes at some point, but it doesn't seem like that was in the cards ever.
No. Britt Baker wasn't on the show this week either, so just really interesting, right? This is like the first week she hasn't been on in months. So I don't know where their women's division is. They need to just figure some shit out. I'm not gonna say it's not too hard to get have women be available on the show, but it's not that fucking hard. I feel like you can feature some women, like feature some type of diversity. I would like some people of color and women on my show, please. And my main problem with AEW, and this is just in general, is that it's too elite focused. I know it's their main stars, but the elite I consider people who wrestled in WWE or the people who are on Being the Elite. And I feel like it's too centric on those people. And there's a lot of people just being left in the dust. Like, Tully and Sean Spears should be on the show more. Like, for Tully to cut this bomb-ass promo on tag team division and all that, and never be on the show once a week. Jake the Snake can cut a fire promo, but then the Murder Hawk this week humiliates him. And I don't even know what the fuck that was.
But everybody dies, Marcus. That's what was written on his back.
Oh, man.
And do you believe for a second that shirt was worth $200?
No. No. You know.
Come on, man. It's a $200 shirt.
So, as I, casually do, I watch Impact to an extent. Because I just can't get past the full Wrestle House thing. It's so fucking stupid. I can't. People criticize Raw Underground. I can't stand Wrestle House. It's like they put these wrestlers in a house and then they have like these random matches and it doesn't make sense. And there's these weird storylines. It's supposed to be comedy. I fucking hate it. And how much I hate it, I'm cursing twice in the same sentence. That's how much I hate it. But I feel like they do more to elevate and showcase the talent they have. Like what they talk about, even though I can't stand Josh Matthews either. They talk about, all the people they brought in, how it's a push to Impact. But they are featuring Brian Myers, who got a title shot against Eddie Edwards in a title shot. He has an open challenge like Cody. But in his open challenges, it's always like, oh, who's coming out? It's a mystery who's coming to fight them. And then, they have solid matches. And it kind of ends the show that way. Or you have Moose and stuff. Like, Impact is a better version of AEW. I never thought I'd say that right now. But it sucks. Is that
because Impact kind of irritates you at times? Because Impact kind of... No, not Impact. AEW irritates you at times. Because AEW irritates me at times and it makes stuff look better. But I think... For me this week, like, the stuff we mentioned about AEW in the past, about how their pacing seems to be off. Like, before, it used to be tag match, tag match, tag match, tag match. For some reason, on Tag Appreciation Night, it wasn't like that. It was like tag match, singles match, tag match, single match. It was a very good pacing to their show.
Yeah.
Like, the show overall was just there, but, like, I feel like they understand how to book a show, at least.
Yeah. I give them that credit. It was paced better.
Yeah.
It was paced better. And I was being harsh. Impact is not, better than AEW. The Wrestle House stuff just kills me every time. That makes it the worst product out for me. Whenever I watch it, I just go like, well, I'm not watching this show anymore.
Well, I think the only person I'd probably watch AEW for is Kylie Ray. Because she's a massive advocate for mental health, and everyone should know to look after yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you got Moose. Moose is doing amazing work, by the way. I love everything Moose is doing. He's just stupid. Just being the TNA champion. Which, a title that doesn't exist. The TNA champion is gone. It's not a real title.
See,
And
I
he's
love
like giving
how
out
that
contracts
comes
to
out. He's like,
people.
everyone is reminding on commentary, like, yeah, he picked that title up off a table, and now claiming himself as a champion.
And then you have EC3 talking about his goal in life is to eradicate the TNA Championship for everything it stood for, which makes sense. I didn't expect to really talk about Impact today. I think another problem with AEW is that it has potential to be a great show each week, but it's always shit that just bugs me to high hell. And more importantly, that bugs me the most is the AEW fan base. I hate you guys. I hate every AEW fan, like the hardcore AEW fan that accepts that it's a perfect world. It is not a perfect world. It is not. I don't see how it's perfect. There's too many guys not being used, a la very WWE-esque.
Do you think AEW is going to keep up the momentum, having hit 900,000 last week?
Oh, I think they're going to be good this week as well. I see no shake. You're going on a limb.
I'm going to go out there. I'm going on a limb and saying they're going to get a milli this week.
You got the millie.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I'm going to say no. I don't see what would have pushed them to the million. What pushed them to the million this week? What do you think?
Cody defending his title against a black male wrestler.
Black people don't watch wrestling.
You'd be surprised.
Coming from a black man saying that. A black man hosting a wrestling show going, black people don't watch wrestling, man. Get out of here. But nah, I don't. I hope not. Because it's not that I don't want them to succeed.
I like Willie Mack.
Willie Mack is good. He just has the worst physique in the game. Him and Kyoto have the exact same physique.
Yeah, but Keith Lee isn't in the best physique of his life either. But we accept him.
Yeah, but Keith Lee is massive. I call Keith Lee fat, but it's like massive to his fat. It's like him and Samoa Joe. They have this thing about being massive, about being fat. Bronson Reed is fat. I don't know. It's a solid fat. I don't know. It's like you're fat, but you can still kind of move a little bit. I don't know. The North is in great shape. You got the Motor City Machine Guns in Impact. I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. I don't even know. I just looked at the chat and was like, what are we talking about? Oh, but yeah. I'm rooting for them to not get a million now.
Ask, when is the last Dragon Watch along? I don't think that's going to happen for a while.
I don't know. Yeah, I really want to do it, but I don't know when's a good time and a good day to do.
We've got a few watch-alongs planned.
Hold on, Manny, I have an advertisement. Hold on. For our watch-along this Friday, check us out. Tomorrow, it will be a watch-along featuring special guest Raph from the No Apologies podcast. There's a poster up here, Manny. It is a poster. I made a poster for it. Kinda. It's just the same poster. I just wrote watch-along.
Is that the...
It's the same one you had.
I sent you a graphic days ago.
Which one? Is it the same graphic?
One.
Did you? Oh man, I totally forgot about that one. Damn it. Did not use it. I just used.
I literally made it last week and went, I've done the graphic. I've done the thumbnail for.
You're saying last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a memory of a goldfish, all right? I don't remember anything from last week. And so I'm going like, I guess Manny's not doing a graphic this week. And here it is. Here it is right here. Bang. Check out the graphic number 2 for this watch alone. There it is. Undertaker.
The real graphic.
This is probably the one I will end up posting. Also, I think we have another Nitro watch along at Raw. Monday Night Raw watch along this week, I think.
Yeah, I think we're going to do another Raw going alongside Nitro. September 14th or something like that, 1995.
Some shit. Yeah, I don't know.
So we'll do that. So probably the next we could probably do it after SummerSlam.
Yeah. But be sure to watch all of that. Don't forget the Sharpshooters this Saturday. The A Show, the flagship, where we have special guest Dashy John P on there. There's no graphic for that. That's Eric's show. I don't do graphics for Eric's show. I just show up. That's like, I just said that because he's in the chat, but it's true as well. Oh, yeah. So be sure to tune us in Saturday for the epic show, where we will go in further detail of the weeks that happened in wrestling, because you get the unique Eric the Hater's take, and it changes everything. Last week he suggested a match between Brock Lesnar and Charlotte. We are almost there if she goes after Randy Orton. He's the note. So I'm gonna put up the merchandise clip now because we need help. Ho ho.
Hey, hey, ho ho. That's the end of the Manny and Marcus show.
Ooh. I kind of want to end the show now. But I can't.
That was the best ending we could have had.
We're gonna end it with this merchandise clip, and then we just like hey, and then I hit goodbye. Dang. Well, we could have. With that being said, I'm just gonna put the goodbye thumbnail up and just walk out of here. So long, suckers.